My friends, it is Kung Fu Fri-Yay. That's right, we're back with a Kung Fu adjacent movie. Not necessarily Kung Fu, but definitely Kung Fu adjacent. And it does star Chow Yun-fat. So don't go anywhere. You do not want to miss this. Happy Kung Fu Fri-Yay, everybody. Today's been rough. I just got back from a funeral of a dear, dear friend of mine. And so I debated about whether even to do this video today. But we're going to keep going. Because never quit. Am I right? Never quit. So we're going to get into it. It's Kung Fu Fri-Yay. We're going to have a good time. We're going to talk about some good entertainment. But it's just been a day. Just been a day. Right? So join me, if you will, while we talk about Bulletproof Munk with Chow Yun-fat. Let's look at it. Let's go. Bulletproof Munk, 2003, PG-13, hour and 44 whole minutes. Based on the very underground comic book of the same name, a Tibetan monk becomes a mentor to a young street punk and tries teaching him how to protect the scroll of ultimate power from a secret Nazi organization bent on world domination. What? Directed by Paul Hunter, written by Ethan Rafe, Cyrus Boris, starring, of course, Chow Yun-fat, Seann William Scott, Jaime King. Everybody's there, all right? Now, 2003, you think that wasn't that long ago? What, 21 years? But I'm going to tell you now, the CGI in this movie didn't do so well. If you're looking at it from today's perspective, okay? Okay. Not that they didn't try real hard, but man, some of the CGI just doesn't look good. But you know what? That has absolutely nothing to do with the fact that this movie is an absolute banger of a good time. Seann William Scott, he is such a great actor. Like, he just pulls off this goofy, like, attitudey persona. I believe that he plays himself in everything he's done. It's sad that we don't see more from him. But this was kind of he was pretty popular at this time. And Chow Yun-fat, of course, is world renowned, even in this time, and had been for quite a while. And Chow Yun-fat just is brilliant in the role as the Bulletproof Monk. It's really hard to say anything bad about this film. The story is great. The world building, again, is great. They went to great detail to show you all the characters and the importance of said characters and who they are as the movie is ramping up. And this is truly like a two popcorn bucket extravaganza of fun. The action scenes are fantastic. There's some wire work. There's some CGI that, as I said, doesn't really hold up all that great. You can just tell. It's just really obvious. But the action scenes are awesome. Seann William Scott and Jaime King, along with Chow Yun-fat, do a really good job in their action scenes. It's shot really well, with the exception of the special features or the CGI stuff. And I, truthfully, would have been really happy to see some follow-up movies about these characters. I think Seann William Scott could have done a really good job as the lead in a sequel to this, as him and Jaime King as the new Bulletproof Monks. I think they could have pulled it off. I mean, Jaime King was not bad in this movie. Her character, fit perfectly fine in this world they built. And the way this movie ended, with instead of one person being the Bulletproof Monk, they both are combined into the Bulletproof Monks. And Chow Yun-Fat walks away into the sunset. Brilliant. I've never seen the comic books. I don't know how well, I don't know the differences. I don't know if they did a poor job with the original property and honoring it. But I've always had a soft spot for this movie. There's just something entertaining about it, and I could watch it once a week because it's just fun. Seann William Scott's humor mixes really well with Chow Yun-Fat's, just deadpan action star persona, right? So if you've never seen this, first off, you need to fix that. It's fantastic. Just go into it understanding that the CGI effects are not what they're not not as great as they could be. It would be nice to see a boutique label pick this up and do a little magic with it and maybe resolve some of that. Maybe work with the coloring a little bit to get that green screen look to look just a little more proper. I think it would be great. But I also think Jet Li's Unleashed should have been a 4K fantastic release like years ago. That is a fantastic movie as well. One of my all-time favorites. So, I mean, these days, the boutique labels, look at Criterion, and even Criterion just puts whatever they want, whatever artsy stuff they want in their group of movies. But yet these same people also have so many of their good stuff out of stock. Like it's no longer in print, so you just can't get it unless you want to pay thousands upon thousands of dollars from a collector or whatnot. And I have a real hard time with that. The whole point of Criterion being that you want to preserve these films for future generations, but you can't get them in some instances. And some of the stuff they put on their list, I'm just like, what? Snobbery at its finest. Meanwhile, you've got like Arrow and Vinegar Syndrome, along with several others that are doing a really great job, but they can only do so many movies a year. And because I'm not a horror fan per se, a lot of those things they put out, I'm not interested in. I don't care that they found some obscure horror movie cult classic and now they're going to put a bunch of work into. I don't care. Sometimes it seems like it leans pretty heavy on the horror side for these companies, when I think they need to spread it out, just to spread out a little more love for some kung fu and some older action movies that just need some love. But that's just me. What do you think? If you've not seen this movie, you need to. It's especially if you're a fan of action movies, this is top tier. It's super fun and crazy. The humor does not overtake the action or the story. It all just melds seamlessly together to make a really enjoyable, entertaining experience. So this is a plus for me, guys. I don't have anything bad to say about it other than the CGI issue. So there you have it. It's time to start the weekend, the work week. It's out the door, baby. We're going into the weekend trying to have a brave face on when times get hard. And there you have it. We'll be back on Monday. I don't know what we're going to talk about yet. I haven't even decided what next week's theme's going to be, but we'll get to it. Got plenty of time to figure it out. For Michael, the microphone, Bob, squeaky chair in the back, and this big fat nerd, we will see you then. Thank you.